Welcome everybody to Vilonia Eagle 8th grade football here on Eagle Vision. Kind of going to you hot here, making sure our computer and everything works. You got Alan Wade in the booth with me. Drake Toll's not going to be with us tonight. He's down on the brand spanking new public address system that we've just installed today. Also new speakers, so we're going to kind of be caught up with the times, Alan, and be able to actually play good music. The coolest
be able to hear it.
Yeah, be able to hear it. The coolest thing I saw of the whole deal was when Coach Sullivan turned on the referee mic down there.
Right.
And we're actually going to have capabilities of the officials now announcing the the call to everybody on the in the stadium and in the stands on the field. Everybody will get to hear what the penalty was when there is one.
We'll actually kind of know what's going on a little bit, other than guessing what the hand sign was.
That's the thought process. We'll see how it goes. Rick, will you throw my hat down there, please, sir? We having that cup. So we're going to have 8th grade action here first, Alan. The Searcy Lions, or the Searcy Cubs, I think Lion Cubs is what the junior high teams go by. They are in town tonight, and Alan, I was talking to you just a little bit earlier today about this game and about these teams. And as far as the 8th graders go for Searcy, this was the only team that beat the Vilonia 7th grade red team last year. It was a 2-point game. It was at Searcy, and we had our opportunities to make a comeback and just couldn't get it done. Now, one thing unique to our 7th grade football teams versus most of the other ones we faced last year was we had our talent fairly evenly split amongst our red team and our white team. Our red team most of the time played what would be considered the other school's A team.
Right.
White time most of the time caught the B team. Now they flip-flopped that a couple of times to let the white have a little bit better competition. But predominantly it was, half of our, it was pretty much our talent split in half.
Right.
Half playing their best team. So
other schools didn't do that way. They stacked the team, basically, is what you're trying to tell me.
I mean, obviously, I wasn't involved in those particular programs. I don't know anything to be fact, but the product on the field would tell you that most other schools had a true A team and a true B team, and ours just wasn't set up that way. Now, we've talked a lot about the talent in this particular class, and
they're deep.
Not to elevate it above any other class, but they do have a depth of talent from what we've seen the first few weeks. Tell me what you think about that.
They are, because it don't matter who they put in that running back slot. The lines keep opening up the holes for the running backs to get through, and the running backs you don't ever miss a beat with them. It don't matter which quarterback's in the game, Norman or
Myers. Austin Myers the starter.
That's
yes.
right. Austin, both of them great little athletes, and don't seem to miss a beat with either one of them in. So
that's right. So Austin Myers will get the start at the quarterback position today. Starters for your Eagles in the backfield should be Seth Kirk and Cannon Bartlett. Mm-hmm. Your starting wideouts should be number 11 Jamison Hinesley. He's the X receiver. Number 17 Camera Ozier's the Y, and then number 5 Connor Erie is the Z, or the slot receiver for the Eagles, for the 8th grade Eagles here. So I believe, did they just say they're going to play the national anthem?
I didn't hear the announcement.
Okay, well, if we go quiet for a moment, that's because they're playing the national anthem, and we, much unlike some other people involved in football, are not going to disrespect the anthem or the flag or the nation, for that matter. So that's
what a hot topic.
Yeah, it certainly has been. My take on it is, if you want to protest, go protest, but choose the right place and the right time, and don't go disrespecting the nation, the flag, or the national anthem. Now you are a veteran, so you may have a different outlook on it.
I didn't even watch a ball game Sunday or Monday, and don't plan to.
I cannot say that I blame you.
Saw a lot of people burning their sports team shirts, and yeah. As far as your captains here, you've got 34 Seth Kirk, 32
that's
Bartlett,
yep.
18 is Myers, and 11 is Hinesley. And for Searcy, I see number 2, which is Wade Harris. That's the only one I've seen at this point.
7, Colton Brazil. Number 40, Kalen Pettis. And number 54, Jonathan Peters. So that'll be the captains for the 8th grade Lion Cubs. What are we going to call them? Are we going to call them the Lions? Are we going to call them the Cubs? Or are we going to muddle through the Lion Cubs every time?
I say just go with the Lions.
Okay.
And it looks like we are receiving.
All right, very good.
So historically,
well,
the ball gets kicked to Bartlett, and he returns it.
Bartlett has been prone to take one to the house on the kickoff. He's done it a couple of times this year. You see the Eagles there getting ready to do their run out. They've got their banner that the cheerleaders are going to lift up for them. And what I think's the coolest thing is somebody down there's holding the flag. Number 12, that's Norman.
Yeah.
Jake Norman's down there with an Eagle flag. He's going to come busting through the run out with an Eagle flag. So that's something a little bit new. So we're looking for good action here. 8th grade football. I talked to my son Connor about the 9th grade game, and he said he also expects a good 9th grade game. Now I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know as much about the 9th grade Lion Cubs as I do the 8th grade, but we certainly know a lot about the 9th grade Eagles and that outstanding tandem in the backfield, the B brothers.
The B brothers.
Those two guys, they will run over you. They'll run through you. They'll bounce off of you, spin around you. What have I not said?
Run past you.
Past you. Whatever it is. They'll catch a pass out of the backfield.
Yeah.
So
they got that mentality that I love. It's hit, not be hit.
That's right. All right, Eagles shifting up into an onside formation here. You got Kirk and Bartlett back. Erie was back. He comes up on the second line of the return team there for hands. So we'll see what the Searcy Lions do here on the opening kickoff of the game. They are going to kick it deep, and they're going to try Bartlett right off the bat. Kirk's up there in front to get a block for him. Kirk still looking for something. Bartlett out of the first tackle, and he is going to be around the edge there. He's going to make it out to the 47-yard line. That's a 14-yard return on the kickoff, so not as good as we know he can do.
Right.
But pretty good considering.
Right. He got the edge there. Thankful for a block there by number 24.
22 yards on the return. My mistake.
Ethan Cash gave a good block there. He was almost on the verge.
I saw it.
Of being in the back. But
he did a good job to let go at the right time, though.
Yes, he did.
As soon as Bartlett cleared that position, he let go. Erie and Hinesley to the bottom of your screen. Ozier to the top. Gibbs going to be to Kirk, and he is off left tackle ahead, still running, breaking tackles. He's going to be up for about an 8-yard gain, maybe a 9-yard gain, Allen, before he stopped.
And just kept them legs churning. And that's what got him the extra. He got an extra 5 yards out of that. The second line defender had him, and just was unable to bring him down because of Kirk's desire to gain yards.
You're absolutely right. That is a man among boys down there sometimes. And there's Kirk off right. I mean, he just right up the middle, and that's the fourth person that's had a hold of him now, and the whole team's going to finally have to bring him down. And, Allen, it looked like Searcy was looking for something outside there because there was nobody in the middle.
The offensive line done a good job blocking that play there, and he didn't get touched till the third line of defense there, and then he gave a little shift there and was able to get a couple more yards. So
23 yards on the pickup as Myers brings the Eagles back up to the line of scrimmage. This time it's going to be to Bartlett. He's fighting for extra running room. He's out across the 15. He's going to be down around the 14 or the 13. I can't really I see across the way. They're going to mark him about the 13. So that's just another 7-yard gain.
And that's the shortest run of the evening for the backfield there.
9 and 23 for Kirk and 7 now for Bartlett. And you hate to say that ain't a negative.
No.
Because I'll take 7 yards every time. So it's going to be Bartlett this time. He cuts it up off a right guard, and he's going to be drugged down by his shoelaces there. Short gain, maybe a yard on the play. Just going to bring up 3rd down and 1 for the Eagles down at the 11-yard line. Matthias Acevedo on the tackle for the Lions.
I had to point that one out to you.
Yeah, I don't know if I got it right. I tried, though. This time it's going to be Myers keeping around the right side. He's going to be very close to a first down depending on the spot. The line judge across the way is signaling fourth down. And this one over here is telling them to move. Okay, now they're signaling first down. So it's going to be first and – is it going to be first and 10 or first and goal? What are they going to do?
Depends on where that's at on that yard line. If it's on the back side of that yard line, there's a possibility that we could still pick up a first down.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be first and 10. The chains are set up. I see Toby Loader over there stretching. He was wondering if he was going to end up in the end zone.
So
but
it looks like we got about 6 inches there.
Good enough for the first down. Give's going to be to Kirk. He bounces out off left tackle, but he's going to be stopped after a short gain. They're going to give him a yard, or we're going to have 2nd and 9. Well, now the chains are down. 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't either. A little bit of confusion over there. I'm going to say it's not on the chain gang's part because that's the hardest working chain gang in football across there.
It is.
We'll talk more about them later if they get to come out for a measurement. So Erie and Hinesley come to the bottom of your screen. Ozier split out to the top side. Kirk and Bartlett remain the backs. Myers has the ball. He's drops back, rolling out to the right, looking to throw. He's going to throw to Hinesley, and that's going to be a touchdown, V-Town.
Hey, Myers just put it on him. Hinesley got to a spot of that end zone up in that front corner where nobody was at. Myers just put it on him.
It looked like, Alan, I lost him for a minute with the view here with this post, but it looked like he got inside of his man, and the guy just couldn't fight back around in time
Hinesley just ran a little comeback route to that short corner there.
Pushed him up the field and came back, and Myers was rolling, so the linebackers were looking at him. They couldn't drop back into coverage. Eagles going to go for 2 here. Give's going to be, nope, that's Myers going to keep it. He's still fighting forward. Fumbled the ball. They're going to say he was across the line, so the 2-point conversion's also going to be good. Myers carries over right guard there, and Allen, just like that, 8th grade Eagles up 8-0.
And I like it. You know what? That offensive line done an outstanding job opening up them gaps for the running backs to get through, and when it got tight down inside that red zone, we were still getting 3 and 4 yards a whack, still doing what we needed to. Coach made a good call making that pass call there at the end because the defensive line seemed to be figuring something out, and that was just enough to catch them off guard.
That's right. That'd be Coach Sisson making the offensive calls for the 8th grade Eagles, and he's got Coach McIntyre down there helping him out. Coach Sisson in his first year. Coach McIntyre's in his second year. He's actually the 7th grade coach, but he loves this group of kids, and he helps out every chance he gets and likes to help out Coach Sisson as well. So
yeah, this was his first group of guys to come through, right?
It was. Lost 3 ball games all year between the 2 teams combined. 2 for the white, 1 for the red, and he just really enjoyed his time with them. Bartlett's going to try the onside kick. He gets the hop he's looking for, but Cersei's going to actually control it. Looks like it's number 20 with the ball there. It's going to be Isaac Gardner. Bartlett and who else on the tackle, Allen? 28, Mason Goers on the tackle for the Eagles. So after the onside attempt, Lions are going to have a 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. And, Alan, we get to see what this Eagle defense can do to start out here. Looks like we're going to start with Sowell and Clayton Jones on the corners. Hinesley's going to be your safety. Kirk's in the that's Kyler is how you pronounce that one, Alan. Kirk's going to be in at middle linebacker along with Wesley Strange. Bartlett at one of the outside backer positions. Give's going to be to 43, and we get a hold of him. We're going to take him down in the backfield. Big loss on the run. Nothing going on as Trent Gray busts through the interior of the offensive line and gets a hold of some jersey and just doesn't let go.
And that's a 7-yard loss. He just looked like he was on an outside stunt and just split the
Cersei's going to go no huddle, looking to pass. It's a quick slant. He's going to be tackled by number 14, Hunter McCool, the inside linebacker. The receiver was number 10 for the Cubs. That's Reed Miles. So you won't see the Lions take any huddle here. They run it just like their high school team does. They run the spread every time, and they run a no huddle. So here we go again. Searcy quarterback back to pass. He's going to throw deep this time, looking for number 4, and he has him. And thankfully, he's tripped up by the turf monster because Hank Sal was completely outmatched there. As the kid just jumps up over him and gets it. Hinsley can't come over in time to defend the pass. It's going to be a first down for the Lions.
Hinsley made the correct read. He was just a little late with that particular read.
He's going to have to be careful not jumping that too soon because you don't want him to pump fake and hit a post where he's supposed to be in the middle of the field. So quick out to number 5 for the Cubs. Missed tackle there by Jones. Wesley Strange is going to bring him down. Hinsley rips the ball out, but they're going to say his forward progress was stopped prior to the fumble.
And Searcy kind of doing what we done on the ground through the air to us.
That's right. So Erie's going to check in for Jones at the near side cornerback position. Sal stays on at the top of your screen in the corner position. 2 wide receivers to that side. Quarterback for Searcy has the ball. He's going to throw the quick out. Hunter McCool's out there to try to make the tackle. Seth Kirk goes over and gets a piece of the action, too. Looks like ultimately 59 makes the tackle there. That's Josh Millsap. So the Lions, they don't waste any time getting up to the line, getting set, and going. I hadn't even had a chance to look at the quarterback's name.
Number 7.
Colton Brazil is his name. So Brazil's set. He has the ball again. He's going to turn around and give to his running back in the backfield. And, there's not going to be a whole lot going on there as Mason Goers gets a hold of him and drives him back. Also, who'd you say, 28. So Mason Goers on the tackle. It's going to bring up 4th down and short at the Eagles' 20-yard line for the Lions. They're obviously going to go for this.
That's less than a half a yard. And I wouldn't expect to see a run. They've been lucky on this little pass right out here.
They went for the offsides play first of all. So Brazil has the ball. He turns around to give to his running back. Running back makes the first tackler miss. He's going to have the first down, but very little more than that as the Eagles are there to make the stop after a 1-yard game. Wesley Strange and Seth Kirk on the tackle there.
Yeah, and we defended that well. I mean, they only had to get a foot and a half.
And they got twice that. They got about 3 feet. So
they got a yard out of it. So.
And we hit him at the line of scrimmage. It would have been interesting if we'd taken him down there to see what the spot was. So first and 10 at the 19 for the Lions, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter.
Good grief!
Wow, fast first quarter.
It was.
I didn't anticipate that, but I hadn't been able to look up either. Searcy's been going so stinking fast, I can't look up from the action.
We can't look up and find. It's hard to even find out who's making the plays for them, as we're unfamiliar with their roster, so we're certainly having to look down and look for numbers to call out their names.
I look over here, Alan. I hadn't even had a chance to update the score on the screen. Eagles do lead 8-0 here at the end of the first quarter. So I'll change the score and the quarter number all at the same time while we're doing this. So 8-0 lead for the Eagles after 1 quarter of action here in the 8th grade game. Now, Searcy's got a 1st and 10 at the Eagle 19. We're going to swap ends of the field and play down towards the north end zone now. And, Alan, what are the Eagles going to have to do defensively to try to hold the Lions out of the end zone here?
I hadn't looked at our coverage, but maybe tighten that coverage up because the field's obviously going to shrink.
Right.
So we want to stay on them, and that's also going to be able to stop that little short pass that they've hit us with a couple of times. Of course, the one big pass was covered up. We was just a late read. I don't expect that to be a common thing over the night.
I agree. I'd like to see them tighten up a little bit. It's going to be to the back and hit immediately by Seth Kirk. That's going to be a loss of 5, I believe.
He just come on a blitz and nobody touched him on that line, and he come through untouched.
That's right. So back them up.
Good 4 yards.
Yeah, 4 yards. So 2nd and 14 at the Lions at the Eagle 23-yard line. Quarterback's looking to pass. He throws that quick slant again, and this time we're playing just entirely too soft. That slant's going to be open for 7 every time if they catch it.
Yeah, and the quarterback put it on him. What was his name? Reed?
Brazil
put it on him. And
just
it was
drop.
There. Yeah, the receiver dropped it.
The cornerback was still backpedaling when the ball hit the receiver in the numbers.
So on the top side, we're giving a good 10 yards off that receiver.
Erie in coverage there. Ball's a little bit overthrown. Looked like he could have gotten a flag on him for a little bit of pass interference. I bet the official's going to tell him get the hands off next time, son. My spotter says he was going for the ball, so it's clean. I'd say keep your hands clean. You got a tall order down there. He's got a speedy receiver that he's trying to play defense on. 4th down for the Lions.
Yeah, we're 8 yards soft on all of them. So number-wise, if I see this as a coach, number 5 over there is Mr. Watson for the Lions. I'd just pop up and throw it to him.
Brazil's going to throw the fade. Sal goes up, makes the tip. Hinsley has the interception, and he's going to be back out to the 14, 15-yard line on the interception. So excellent coverage by Sal that time.
Yes.
Times his jump, goes up, tips it, and Hinsley's there to make the interception. Great defense by the 8th grade Eagles.
Yes. Now, if we can drive this the length of the field, yeah, certainly they move the ball quick enough, but our defense is good enough to hold them out. I mean, they've done showed it. The only thing I'd like to see us clean up is tighten up that coverage. Of course, they're concerned with getting beat deep there as well. But I think down inside that red zone you got to because the field's so much smaller.
Absolutely correct. Myers has the ball. He turns around. He's going to give to Kirk. Kirk trying to get off left tackle, and he breaks out of the first one. And they're finally going to drag him down, but give him –
Jonathan Peters just waiting for Kirk there in the hole.
Well, actually, it looks like it's going to be a loss on the play. Half-yard loss. I'm getting confused by having to dodge this post. I should have set us up in a better spot.
I tell you what, the Lions, Jonathan Peters looks like another Peters I know that used to play up on the hill.
He's a big man. So Myers looking to pass. Pass is going to go to Hinsley on the screen. He just can't hang on to it.
Yeah.
It was a little bit high. I couldn't see, Alan, when I was watching the receiver action. Was Myers rushed at all?
A little bit, but, I mean, Hinsley put it in a good spot, or Myers put it in a good spot. Hinsley just, when he caught it, when he was bringing it back down, it almost like it was a slingshot out of his hand.
Yeah. I'm going to say he thought he was maybe going to get hit there and was looking to try to tuck the ball and turn upfield as fast as possible, would be my guess there. So the incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 11 for the Eagles.
He just didn't have a very good grip on it.
Myers sprints out to the right. He's looking for Erie. Erie has the catch up at the 26-yard line. That's going to be enough for an Eagle first down. So Erie just running that, what would that be, a 12-yard out?
Yeah.
And Myers puts it right on the spot. Erie has to jump just a little bit. He's not the tallest stature kid out there, but he's got pretty good hands, if I have to say so myself.
He does. I taught him everything he knows.
Good job, Uncle Allen.
Yeah.
All right, first down for the Eagles at the 26-yard line, and we're on the march again. A little bit of pep in the step of everybody after that. Linebackers creeping up. They're expecting run. Indeed, it's going to be Kirk, and he's pushing. And Allen, he was stopped for no gain, but look where he ends up. What do you get?
4-yard pickup. It's just that leg drive of his, and that never say die attitude.
Yeah, it actually looks like they're going to give him 5, Allen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just can't teach that right there.
No.
That goes down deep into some kids that they just have that desire to go like that.
I believe that's what they call heart. Okay, different formation for the Eagles. You see Bartlett split out here in between the slot receiver and the end. And the pitch is going to be a quick out to Bartlett. It was a screen. You had Erie and Ozier out to block, and they had their block set up.
I like that play, too.
As fast as Bartlett is, that could go.
Get him out on that edge.
His defender was going to be in chase mode. Erie and Ozier had their guys walled off. He could have split them and been off to the races.
Yeah.
I don't know where the safety was, but I'd like to see him try to catch Bartlett.
I like that play call right there. I bet we come back to that one here before it's all said and done with.
Oh, yeah. After that look, I guarantee you. So Kirk and Bartlett back in the backfield. Pitch to Kirk. He's looking for running room around the left end. Makes the first tackler miss, and the second tackler's going to get him, but not before he can get up over the 31-yard line out to about the 32. Well, PA announcer said lost a yard, but he actually gained a yard. So
where the stick?
Okay. No gain. 31-yard line's the spot. 4th down and 5. 5. 4th and 5.
Well, we did pick up a first down to get it out of that hole, and so that's going to help us field position wise. So now we just got to be careful here with their 2 Rocket guys back here in the backfield.
So Eagles look like they're coming out to punt. They go to the formation, then the coach tells them to huddle. Now we do have Hinsley back there as our punter, and he's not slow. So he's actually going to kick it. Comes off the side of his foot. 5 has the ball right at the 50-yard line. He's going to be hit, and there ain't nothing going on for him there.
Was not wise there.
Strange.
By
Bartlett is 10 Cash. Is that Cash?
Yeah.
and then 59's Millsap.
Right.
So all 4 of those guys right there on top. Oh, no, 10's Lane Hunter. That's my mistake. I'm sorry about that, Lane Hunter fans out there. I got confused. He looks a little bit like Cash in pads. They're similar shaped fellas.
Not a good decision there by Watson there for the Lions. He should have called for a fair catch there.
Yeah, you know, if Strange was the first one there, if he could have put the helmet on the ball, Eagles probably would have had it at the 50. Instead, Cubs are going to have it at their own 49-yard line where they're going to be set up 1st and 10 on this offensive possession. 2 minutes and 25 seconds to play until halftime, so you expect to see them at an even blistering pace than they were last time.
And the clock's running. Clock was running before the snap.
So give us to, was that 43 out of the backfield? Daniel Perry. And he's getting up off the turf. 43, yeah, Daniel Perry's the back. So, Alan, every one of these ones that they told us don't announce them because they have Stars Bomb, they might not play. It's all the kids who are touching the ball. So I really don't know what that was all about. Maybe they're going to play in both games.
Maybe so.
So 15, Marquise Jackson is in there. Ball's on the ground, and there's an Eagle there. I think we might have it. Nope, they're going to say 3rd down, Searcy. Eagle football on the fumble recovery.
14.
Who came up with it?
McCool.
Hunter McCool.
He comes screaming off that edge, and when the ball hit the turf, he just dove on it between the two line defenders there.
So
and I thought he had a hand in there, but I couldn't tell if the quarterback got it back or if McCool got it back.
You know, McCool is one of those kids. He's a lot like Kirk. He just don't quit. He sees blood and he goes into attack mode. So good job by McCool to get in there quick and get the ball. Clock's hot, so under 1:30 now as Myers takes his team to the line. He's going to drop back in the gun. 3 receivers to the top, 1 receiver to the bottom. Coach is arguing about the clock running, and now we're running more clock by arguing about it, so we need to play ball here. And we're going to get a gift from the official. He's going to put 1:23 back on the clock. Clock is hot on all turnovers. We think we've learned over the past couple of weeks of calling junior high football.
Turnovers, change of possession.
So
they just run it.
Our clock operator is correct. The coaches get confused as we do sometimes. Myers was looking deep to Hinsley. He's open. Was
out to Bartlett on a wheel route.
And he was going to be open too, but Hinsley could have just walked to the end zone.
They did, but they had that defender out there in a conundrum. 12 for your Lions. Austin Ford. He had 2 defenders there. Yeah, he had to pick and choose. That was easy for Seth. Whichever way Ford went, I'm throwing it the other way.
Well, Alan, when that ball went in the air, I looked up, and Hinsley's all alone. I just knew it was going to him. Eagles back to their standard formation here.
I did too, but Bartlett.
Myers is going to give to Kirk, and he's going to fight forward for a couple, maybe 3 yards before he's brought down. Clock's going to roll at 1:13.
But Bartlett just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, he did. I didn't even see him in my field of vision when the ball went in the air.
I didn't either.
So ultimately, since the pass was to Bartlett, it was just a little bit overthrown. It would have been pretty good distance if it was to Hinsley. I like the play call, just kind of like I like the swinging him out into the flats behind those 2 blockers too.
We hadn't seen him much running tonight.
Clock's rolling, 50 seconds to play. Myers calling out signals. He takes the snap. He's going to fake the ball to Kirk, gets away from the first tackler, looking for Erie, and they're going to call that a catch. Excellent comeback by Erie to make the grab.
Whitecap is calling it incomplete.
Oh, no. Come on now.
Looked like he had his hands under it.
I thought he did too. Both side judges were marking the ball as a catch.
Yeah.
So after the incompletion was called, it's going to bring up a 4th down, and the distance is irrelevant here. Well, it's not irrelevant completely. There's 40 seconds to play, so clock would stop on a 1st down while they reset the chains. I'm going to say, Alan, you see now Coach Sullivan down in the huddle with Coaches Sisson and McIntyre and Coach Morris. So there's a lot of offensive genius right there collectively. if they're not drawing something up like playground style,
Yeah.
they're pulling something deep out of the playbook here.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
Do you recall this? We ran it this one time in summer practice.
So
this is the time we need it.
I suspect we're either going to run everybody deep and one receiver underneath and get the first down when we run all of the defensive backs off, or we're just going to go for it all right here.
Because we still have 2 timeouts, right?
Correct. They've just called their first timeout with 40 seconds left to play till halftime.
So first down is what we need here to give us, 3 more shots? Possibly 4 more shots at the end zone.
Well, I'm going to tell you this.
Left.
The line's going to have to do a little bit better job right there. I'm suspecting, and I'm not calling anybody out here, I'm just suspecting where the pressure's coming from. The guards are either getting stunted or they're double stacking defenders there, and they don't know. They're blitzing linebackers after the guard hooks up. So if you'll watch that for me, I'll watch the play here. Myers in the gun with max protection in the backfield. He drops back. He's looking to his right. He's going to be flushed, unable to get out of it this time, and he's going to be dropped for a big loss back at the 50-yard line, Allen.
And that's just the linebacker shooting that big gap.
Okay. So guards are hooking up with defensive linemen, and then the linebackers are shooting the gaps that are left over.
It looked like they had 3 techniques and 5s outside the tackle.
Okay.
Nobody over center, and then the backers just split the B gap.
So what you're telling me then, I understand what you're saying, but for the layperson, what you're telling me is the tackles are having to block out to that 5 technique.
Right.
Guards are having to block out to the 3 technique, and it's leaving basically the 1 open or the A gaps.
A or B, yeah.
Yeah. So because the center, if the center gets one,
the 3 technique can be shooting the A gap.
Oh yeah.
He can shoot across.
Right, he's just got to get across the guard to get
Right.
to his inside shoulder rather than off his outside shoulder.
And he may have been head up. I didn't get that good of a look at it.
Sure.
So he could have actually been in a 2. Anything head up is an even number on your offensive lineman. Anything inside is called like on the guard, it's going to be a 2I.
Right.
2 inside. Head up is 2. The outside part of the guard is going to be a 3 technique.
So the Eagles are going to, Alan, I'm not to interrupt you, but they've brought Myers out defensively to help defend the long ball. Colton Barrows dropping back deep and in like a different safety position. Gibbs actually going to be to the back, number 15 out of the backfield, and that's covered very well. The gain is irrelevant here as the clock continues to roll. Now, Searcy has 2 timeouts, and they go ahead and elect to call one. Kirk and McCool up to make the stop, and was that Bartlett that dropped back, or was that I said Barrow? I think it was actually Ozier. I just saw the white shoes and thought it was Barrow. It was actually Ozier. So my mistake there. So basically the Eagles going with a 2 deep safety, and Erie and Myers are manned up on the outsides, and then we're sliding an outside linebacker. Probably, well, Kirk made the tackle. So I don't know if Kirk came off that slot guy when he saw the handoff. I'm going to say Kirk's probably covering the slot receiver and keeping an eye peeked back in the backfield to come off and make the tackle there on the running back.
Let's see.
Yeah, Barrows at D tackle, so that was Ozier deep. So now you're going to have McCool and Strange as the outside backers. So McCool's actually going to come over and help out in coverage on the 3 receivers to the near side of your screen. Erie's got the outside guy, Hinsley's got the inside guy, and McCool on the slot. Jump ball thrown up, and Erie's going to intercept it. Good job to focus as he's falling backwards there and make the interception. Morris going to take the timeout here to make sure the clock stays dead. 19.4 seconds left to play, and Allen, he was falling backwards trying to, and just somehow.
He was just trying to make sure the receiver stayed in front of him.
Yeah.
Which, understand it, and the ball was slightly overthrown, and he was right position, right time.
Good concentration as he's going down to catch the ball and be able to hold on it going to the ground. Hinsley, his cohort there, the safety, wisely just kind of jumps on top of him to kind of sandwich that ball between the two. So that's a smart play by number 11, Hinsley. And what are the Eagles going to draw up offensively here, Alan?
I like that wheel route with Bartlett again.
Going to have to protect the inside, see what these backers do. Backers not blitzing this time. Myers rolls, throws to Hinsley. Hinsley has the ball. He cuts across the formation. He's up across the 35. He's out to the 38. He's going to be down around the 39. And Coach Morris takes his final timeout, 10.7 seconds left to play. And, Allen, if he could have got out of that first tackle without having to spin, he had a lane to cut and get upfield, and there was no safety back deep.
No, and he was bringing that play back to this side of the field just as it was designed. And I'm going to say that was probably a backside corner or somebody that ultimately caught up to him.
You know, it very well could have been the safety because on that particular play, the safety's he's cheating over.
Right. Well, somebody come from
this opposite side. Okay, I'm with you.
Come up the field to get him.
I'm with you.
I didn't catch the number, but 10.7 seconds left.
So
they're probably going to scratch in the dirt.
It could be.
They're scratching in the dirt over there.
It's an Eagle first down, so, I mean, 10.7, you can actually take 2 shots down the field. If you want to take one and get half the distance and get out of bounds, that's a good plan.
That would be key to it, though, if we can get out of bounds. Because we have gotten no more timeouts in 10 seconds. I don't know that we can stop the clock on a big gain like that, just trying to stop the clock.
See what the formation here is. Myers giving instructions to his team after Coach Morris gave him instructions in the huddle. Bartlett and Hinesley going to be split to the near side of your screen. Erie and Ozier going to the top. Kirk's alone in the backfield, and Myers is going to go under center, surprisingly. Drops the pass. He's flushed. He's looking downfield. Bartlett's wide open. Allen, he's going to go. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. The 10. 5. Touchdown, V-Town.
How does Bartlett get that open?
I don't know, but it was good for 65 yards. And I love it because look at what the clock says, Allen. 0.0. Eagles lead 14-0 with the point, the conversion to come.
That was a gift right there because they had two cornerbacks down here on them when they come to the split. I don't know if somebody tripped. Spotter saying that cornerback went to the quarterback for a sack, maybe a blitz or something. But my goodness,
65 yards on the touchdown by Bartlett. Come out in standard formation here for the 2 points. Myers was looking for an option man. There's nobody there. He pitches it backwards. Searcy picks it up, but I thought that was actually a dead ball, and it is. It is a dead ball.
Yeah.
So, Allen, the quarterback Myers expected the play to go right, but both backs went left, and miscommunication somewhere because the option would have been open right there.
It was, but big play just happened, getting everybody kind of calmed down. When you're spitting out the next call in there, it just wasn't heard, obviously.
Right. So either way, the Eagles lead 14-0 here at the half, and
we get a 10-minute half.
I expected a dogfight, but right now it's pretty much been all Eagles. The Lions take their first drive down deep before we make a stop, and then their second offensive series, they fumble. What was the third was the interception.
We've had 2 interceptions.
So 2 interceptions. That's right. First one ended in interception. That was Hinesley off the tip from Sal.
Right.
Then you had the fumble recovery by McCool, and then you had the Erie interception on the most recent drive. So the Searcy Lion offensive drive's not ending the way they would like for them to.
3 possessions, 3 turnovers. So, yeah, it's certainly good for your Eagles, and their defense just doing just enough to keep the Lions out of the end zone. So,
Alan, I'm going to take just a quick minute to thank our sponsors of the Eagle Vision broadcast, brought to you by Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation. Sponsors that helped us purchase the equipment are D&N Construction and also the Charlie Roller Foundation. So if you have any construction needs, commercial construction needs, contact Mr. Tim Nolan and D&N Construction. Want to make sure I'm getting that out properly.
That's a mouthful sometimes.
And if you'd like to support an awesome foundation that honors a good young man from the community who was taken far too soon, you can look to make a donation to the Roller Foundation. I know they also have a golf tournament every spring. I believe they have a website if you want to look that up, charlierollerfoundation.com.
Yep.
So
those 2 groups have been helping this football program for a long time now. So any chance you get to go help them, please do so any way you can.
Alan, do you want to keep it here or you want to take a break?
We can do we got any music on there?
I got some music. I got a graphic up. We're going to take a quick break, 8 minutes on the clock, so we'll come back with a minute or two to play and reset the half for you here. This is Vilonia Eagle Football on Eagle Vision. Welcome back to Vilonia Eagle 8th grade football action. As you see on the screen here, Searcy is already set up to receive the kickoff to open the second half. Alan has a few stats to share with you briefly as they get set up.
What here.
Okay, well, we'll come back to those in a moment. I will say this, that Eagles had some plays made by several different skill position players. Line did a pretty good job of blocking. I mean, they're getting stunted and they're getting blitzed, and they're doing the best that they can. Myers getting flushed a few times, but able to go ahead and make plays with his legs and his arms. And the half ended on a big note with Bartlett with a 65-yard reception as he got behind the defense. And Alan, there wasn't nobody around him when he caught it.
There had to be some blown coverage.
Watson kicks the onside kick. It doesn't go 10 yards, so we're going to get a procedure penalty there on that as the receiver there for Searcy smartly does not touch the ball. So where's that going to spot it at? The 45? Is that where they're going to put it down? Or is it going to be a spot foul?
He has 98
All right, looks like that's going to be a spot of the ball on the illegal procedure since the kick did not go 10 yards.
Yeah, and that's the right call.
So
Myers, can we go back to the stats?
Until Searcy starts sprinting up and down the field, and I got to try to keep up with them.
Yeah. Well, Myers was 4 for 8 for 98 yards. Certainly that big one, 65 yards.
Brazil has the ball. He's looking to pass quick out to number 5. Defender there slips the first one, but then his buddies show up, and, well,
he's still fighting.
You know, Hinsley was there quick, so was Strange. I wonder if those two kind of knocked each other off because they both looked like they were going to get a hold of him, and then all of a sudden he's moving up the field with Hinsley on his back. So,
well,
2-yard pickup, bring up 2nd and 8 for the Lions at the Eagle 45.
We didn't have a whole lot of room to lay a lick on him there. So we did do a good job getting our hands around him, but he was still keeping those feet churning.
Brazil drops the ball, picks it back up. He's going to try to run now, and we've got Eagles chasing him everywhere. And Hunter McCool back for the big loss. What is
8
it?
yards.
10. They were up at the 45.
Oh, yeah, they were. I was looking at the other stick.
10-yard loss going to bring up a 3rd down and 19 from the Lion 45-yard line now, Alan. They were up at the Eagle 45 all the way back to their own 45.
Yes.
So we're going to forego the stats as Searcy doesn't give us much time to talk in between plays here before they're ready to go again. Brazil back to pass. He's looking for the slant. He has it up at the 45 across that to the –
and the ball's on the ground.
And it looks like they're going to say –
we come up with it.
Receiver down. I mean, I don't like the spot. If they're not going to give us the fumble, then the spot needs to be a yard farther back.
Well, Mr. Jones come up with that.
Okay, well, 4th down and 4.5, almost 5. Long 4, we'll call it. At the Eagle 39 or 41-yard line. Brazil looks over to the sideline to get the play call. Looked like they might have been going for the offsides play to begin with.
This is not Brazil. This is number 11.
Oh, the other quarterback. My mistake. There's the slant again to number 10. We're going to have to tackle him to keep – and I think we're going to – oh.
A ball length short.
They're going to give him the first down, and I don't think he was that far up because the side judge doesn't even get up to the play until it's already over with and just walks up there and says, yeah, give him first down. Not the most hustle out of the striped person over there on the far side. I won't call his name. I know it, but I won't call his name.
He's over there talking to Kenny Wayne.
He keeps that mouth running. Gives to 43 out of the backfield. He's around the left end. He's going to be up for about a 2-yard gain. They're going to spot him. Flag on the play. A hold.
Yeah, from the top side. They could have got us. Could have got holding on the Lions a couple of plays ago, as Millsap busted through the line. Somebody had a hold of his jersey a few times.
So Spotter says Millsap was going to be in on a tackle, but he got drugged down by the hold that was not called. So we'll watch for that as the play progresses. 2nd down and about, I didn't count it. I'm sorry. He's back. All right, I got behind the action there for a minute. What's the quarterback's name again? I wanted to say Brazil, and I realized I was wrong.
Yes.
Kyler Tingler. Okay. He tries to throw the slant to number 5. It's incomplete. We had good coverage there. McCool on the pass breakup. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 20. Box is showing. Okay, there we go. It's finally switched to 2. Quarterback gives to 43 out of the backfield, and Allen, that's just straight ahead running.
Yeah.
He's already got 10, and he's getting more.
A little determination run there.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the hardest I've seen him hit the hole all night.
So McCool and Clay Jones on the tackle. Lines up to the line quickly. They're going to give it to 43. Exact same play.
Yeah, worked one time. It's got to work again, right?
It worked, just not quite as well, as they only gained 3 yards on it this time. Mason Goers and Wesley Strange on the tackle. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 6.
Watch for this slant.
Yeah, that would be the play here. As soft as our coverage is playing on both sides. Now Ozier's he's in the middle of the top side slant there, so that'd be tough. But the bottom side slant should be open. And they throw the tight end straight up the seam, and nobody there. Hinsley comes over to take him down, but Alan, I'm going to say a linebacker missed an assignment there as the tight end slips out of there and able to make the catch straight up the seam.
Let's see where our defenders lined up, but that defensive end's first job is to knock that tight end off his route.
It's going to be a false start on the Lions. So, Alan, Strange is the outside backer on that side, and then the inside backer on that side was McCool. So it would have been one of those two that would have had the coverage there. I didn't see if they had 2 receivers down or not, but either way, Lions going the wrong way on 1st down. Should be 1st and 15 now, right about the Eagle 19-yard line. Help me with that quarterback's name again. Kyler Tingler. I'm just going to call him Tingler.
That's another mouthful.
That's right. Tingler gives. Nothing happening. Actually going to lose almost 2 yards back to the Eagle 21-yard line. Strange and who else? Colton Barrow. So loss of 1.5 yards on the play. 2nd and 16 from outside the Eagle 20-yard line. That's going to be another false start. So back them up 5 more. And the Lions are going the direction we want them to, Alan.
They can't get out of their own way right here.
Every time they get a little something going in their direction, they commit a penalty or the Eagles cause a turnover.
Right.
Lions going to take a timeout to talk it over.
Coach does not like what he's seeing. So call a timeout, get everybody back on the same page. We got 1:50 left here in the 3rd quarter.
And I can almost say with a surety that sideline's thinking if we don't score here and the Eagles take it and go score again,
it's done.
We've probably only got 2 more possessions maximum. I don't know if we can catch up or not.
Right. Just don't have enough clock. Clock moves too quick. So
2nd and 20, but we saw the Lions in this position a moment ago. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
Millsap's over here on the sideline getting some equipment issues handled.
Shoulder pad issue? Yeah, looks like he probably
string busted or something.
Yeah, they're re-sewing him up. They need to get him back in there. He's a outstanding defensive tackle. Like we said, he's getting held on a lot of plays, getting through there close to making tackles, but getting held, not able to. Either way, he's taking up a blocker and flushing a quarterback or getting a running back to change directions when he's doing that. So we hope he get him back in there rather quickly. Looks like, is that going to be Watson in there? What number is that? I see Barrows at the other tackle.
Watson's down here on the end of the he's on the sideline.
So Tingler's looking to throw deep. Hinsley comes over, and Hinsley had the best shot at the football.
Yeah.
You had Jones in coverage, and he is considerably shorter than the receiver, but played the coverage very well.
He was there. Done everything you'd ask a cornerback to do. And then with Hinsley coming in over the top, I mean, they're just wreaking havoc on them receivers there.
It's Elisha Lee is the one I was thinking was Watson. He's in there at D tackle. He's the big guy in the middle. I guarantee you he can plug a hole. Tingler has the ball. 4 wides. He's looking to throw. He's going to go deep again. He's testing Jones, but Hinsley is over there. Jones and Hinsley both get hands up and knock it down. And, Allen,
it's not there.
It's not. The Searcy Lion offense does not have a whole lot of imagination.
No, it's not there, Coach.
I think they've gotten used to teams not being able to play coverage and just dropping back and throwing it up for grabs and expecting their guys to be open.
Yeah, letting them go up and get them. But
this is the best defense they've played, I'm going to say.
Yeah. I mean, look, that is 2 on 3 out there that they're going to every time. And that could have been another false
Tingler
start.
flushed, and he's going to be tackled. That's going to be turnover on downs to the Eagles.
Yeah. So
that's Millsap, who finally got his equipment fixed and got back in there, and Seth Kirk.
Yeah.
Great job by those 2 guys. I'm sorry to cut you off there. The play was going.
Yeah, I was just going to say we're going to take over there at the 25, and a minute 33 left in the third quarter, and we can certainly kill this, plus a good chunk of that fourth quarter here on this drive right here and put it out of reach.
So you're looking for one of 2 things here. You either need to chew up a lot of time, like you said, or you need a drive and a score. But either way, you want the clock to be into the fourth quarter before you turn the ball back over to Searcy. Give's going to be to Bartlett this time. He's tackled by his neck by number 5.
Yeah, and there's nights that from that tailback position, the way the defense sets up, you're going to have a big night based upon what the defense gives you.
Right.
He just hadn't had the hose tonight. So
he's ran hard, but he's not able to shake loose of that first tackler or get that big hold to get out. Now he had the big touchdown catch, so it hasn't been all negative or whatever you want to say for Bartlett. Myers keeps around right in. He's got a lot of running room. Hinsley up with a big block up ahead, runs his cornerback down and then blocks him out. And Myers runs for 15 and a first down.
And the only thing that he done wrong on that was run out of bounds.
I agree with that.
That was it. So great run, great read, because everybody was focused in on Kirk going up the middle, and Myers pulls it out and goes around the end. And big first down, big game. To stay in bounds, keep that clock going.
That's right. Just take a knee if you don't want. If you don't want to take the hit, take the knee. Give is going to be to. Well, I guess Myers kept it again.
Myers wanting to run the ball a little bit tonight.
Fake to Bartlett over right guard. He keeps it. Goes off left guard as Kirk's swinging around the outside. Hey, he picked up 3 out of what really didn't look like a whole lot. And like you said, clock rolls.
There we go.
So we're going to have to snap the ball because there's a 10-second difference or about an 8-second difference in the play clock and the game clock. I'd like to see us run this down where we're only going to snap it one more anyways. Myers has. He pitches to Kirk. Kirk's looking for running room around the left side. He outruns the tackler, and he's off to the races. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, 5. Touchdown, V-Town! Seth Kirk goes in for the 57-yard touchdown run on a little simple toss around the left end.
Searcy just took bad angles. Watson there for Searcy had the angle or could have got him. He just took a bad angle to him, and then number 2, Wade Harris for Searcy again just took a bad angle at him. And Kirk, you can't take a bad angle on Kirk. No, he's gonna make you pay for it.
Number 5, Braden Watson had a shot at him. Like I said, took a little bit of a bad angle, but I think he was expecting to use his speed to catch up, and Kirk separated until he got inside the 5 and he started slowing down. Myers goes with the option pitch to Bartlett. Bartlett's trying to get outside, stiff arm, and he's going to actually spin into the end zone. Late flag on the play.
And did they call him in, or did they call?
They called the point good. The white hat signaling the point good. Going to be a holding on. Well, we don't get a number. We know who it was. We ain't going to call them out. So a hold on the outside there on the run. So are we going to back up and play again, or is Searcy going to? Well, Searcy declines. We get the point. So we're going to back up and play again. So it's going to be a 2-point conversion from the 13-yard line. And I assume that we would be okay to kick an extra point here. I just don't know if we have anybody with that kind of leg.
Have we even practiced extra point?
Well, who knows? Look at how close the safety's playing, Alan. We need to run Erie on a post. That's exactly what they're looking for.
And there he is.
Yeah, Erie actually ran the out. He was open, but we ran a comeback with Hinsley, and Myers pays for hanging on to the ball a little bit too long there as he's hit pretty hard, knocked to the turf. Luckily, gets rid of the ball for the incomplete pass.
With Hinsley staying up like that out was open.
Yeah, Definitely.
I mean, you could have ran either one, the post or the out, and been fine. We just had to. Myers just didn't have time to make the throw. So 20-0, 10.4 seconds left here in the third, and it's been all your Eagles. You know, Searcy hadn't really showed up. Every time that they threaten, Eagles put their foot down and say, "Nuh-uh, not in my house," and come up with a big stop. 3 turnovers created by your Eagles, 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery, and then just a 4th down stop where they said no more. Onside kick again, and the Lions are going to recover it. Number 25, Luke Gibbs. Oh, it was number 20, wasn't it? That is Isaac Gardner.
That's why we keep a spotter here, Alan.
Yeah. I was trying to get ahead of him. So
all we are is fancy voices and bastions of knowledge.
Well, maybe.
Hey, don't doubt me. Don't doubt me.
Sometimes.
We haven't had our normal where's the ball spotted, is it a first down or is it not discussion tonight.
No, we've not had that one. And I think we're both 1-1 on that.
I think we are. I think we're dead even for the season.
So
Searcy with a first down at the 48-yard. They're on 48. The first quarterback's back. I've done forgot his name now. Brazil. He's going to turn around and give to number 15, look for room. And Allen, the Eagle defense is just too good for any of those little quick run plays. We're just too good for it. That's Weston English there. And he just gets upfield and sits there and says, what are you going to do now?
And Strange was there and another guy was there. All kinds of defenders there for your Eagles. Just they ain't going to have it.
The only running play that Searcy's had any success with has been the straight up the middle run on the last series. They had a couple of pretty good gains on those straight ahead runs. But Alan, we talked about this a couple of other times, not tonight, but a couple of other games we did, whether it be senior high or junior high. When you're starting 7 yards deep, 5 to 7 yards deep out of the shotgun formation, and then you're turning around, so you've got the time for the snap to travel to the quarterback, then the quarterback's got to turn around and give to the running back. It just, with an aggressive defense, it just doesn't leave you a lot of room to run.
No, it don't. And what is not helping their run tonight is they've not been effective on their passing either. So that's going to allow us to key in on that run game. So, and for them to be successful, they're going to have to hit a couple of passes here. And the only pass they've completed with any kind of success is that slant. So anything else has been for naught, either intercepted or incomplete.
Right. 2nd and 13. Start of the fourth quarter here, and there's going to be a flag for yet another false start. So, Alan, you keep swapping out your quarterbacks and swapping your cadences out, and you're seeing the result of that for the Lions. They cannot get started at the right time.
Here comes Ethan Cash into the ball game.
First time we've called his name tonight. He's going to check in for Campbell Ogier, one of those guys that plays both ways. You got Jones and Sal at the corners, Hinsley in the safety position. Cash checked in there at linebacker with Kirk and McCool. 15's going to go all around the right side, and he's looking for room, and Hinsley wisely just lowers the shoulder and shoves him out of bounds. Actually, he was out much farther back than when Hinsley hit him. I didn't see the signal until now. The gain is only going to go for about 8 or 9 there. Yeah. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Searcy Lions. And you see Erie check in at the safety position as Hinsley comes off, and you got Lane Hunter at one of the corners, and I didn't get the opposite corner's number. And there's that straight up the middle run, but look who's there. That's Strange and Kirk, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Is Kirk the one on the ground?
Kirk's coming up from the
– Cash, okay.
That was McCool on the bottom.
McCool on the bottom. So, again, he looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
And he ain't scared to take a lick or give one either.
No, and he's playing that linebacker position there, him and Ozier.
4th and a long 4 for the Lions. Gibbs going to be to the back. And he's going to have the first down as he hits the hole hard and drags a couple of Eagle defenders with him. I see Strange down there had a hold of him, just couldn't bring him down that time.
Yeah, Searcy went to that play a little too late.
Yeah, I agree with that. I expect to see more of it, though, don't you?
Well, not at this point. They need to hurry up. I mean, that's getting them 3 or 4, but they need 15, 20 yards of play.
And there it is again, Alan. I'm going to explain why after this play's over with. 9's the ball carrier. Latrell Neal.
So why are we going to continue to see that run play?
Because the Lions don't want to get shut out, and they know they can't stop us with their defense.
Yeah.
So they're going to try to just run. That's what I'm thinking. They're going to run the same play, get chunks of yardage, get on the board, and say they didn't get shut out.
Right. Well, they gained 6 yards right there, and that's offsides right there by them.
That's got to be too many men on the field since they don't huddle and they had 12 out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so they tried the same play there again, but the Eagles are not falling for it that many times in a row as they plug the middle. So what we got to be careful for here is the fake and pulling something around the edge. I don't know if the quarterback can run or not, but he can sure stick in the back's belly, pull up, and throw a screen when everybody's looking inside.
Well, he can run effective enough to get a long 3 yards right here.
Third down for the Lions. Brazil has it. He gives to the back looking for room around the right side. He's going to have a first down. Tackled inbounds. Clock's going to continue to roll. 79 for the Eagles is Brady Usry up to make the tackle. And they're resetting the chains. I don't know why the clock's not rolling, but here we go. Clock rolls. 4 minutes to play. 1st and 10 for the Lions at the Eagle 24-yard line. There we go with it. Well, back's going to bounce it this time. And, Alan, every time the back tries to bounce it,
no luck.
We're too fast.
Yeah.
They're not used to seeing our speed or our aggression on defense, obviously, because every time they try to bounce one, we just come up like we're shot out of a cannon. That's Lane Hunter, 10 that time. And, heck, he looked just as fast as any of those other guys did.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, good pursuit. That's all you can say.
Yeah.
Breaking off of your receiver quickly and coming up to make a tackle. Gibbs going to be to 21 this time. He's trying to go. Again, Allen, he tries to bounce it out, and Weston English fights off his block and tackles him for another loss. So, again, the Lions go in the wrong direction, although it's the direction we want them to be going as they're backed up to their 33 now. I mean, the Eagle 33.
And what English done well there is he engaged that blocker with his hands. And he was able to, when he seen the ball come to his side, just push the blocker off to the side and get upfield to make the stop.
Brazil passes over the middle. Erie is there to make the stop. It's going to be short of the first down. That's the same tight end. Crap, the play left me. What
Same
route.
Yeah.
So it's going to bring up a 4th down and short. Clock
ball.
continues to roll. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to play. Erie plenty deep, but makes the tackle there before they get the first down. Same play. And Erie comes up. I think
he read it that time.
He did read it.
He just couldn't jump high enough to get it.
If he did anything, he whisker tipped it with his longest finger there. And thank goodness Strange was there to help on the coverage, so the tight end cannot make the catch. Lions turn it over on down, and Allen, we got to run the clock out. I want the shutout here.
I do too.
These guys, Connor's been telling me, these guys have been working so hard all week. The coaches have been asking for extra out of them every single practice, and giving them a little bit of extra jab here and there on some things they're doing, and asking them to do better.
Right.
And I think they've responded because this is a good football team we're playing here.
It is, and it has just been all Eagles tonight.
Okay, mass substitutions on offense here. Brown's in at the near side receiver. Norman is the quarterback. The give's going to be to 25, Luke Wilson. He is up over the 20 out to the 22-yard line. Let's see. We got Clay Jones at one receiver out there, and who else? Let's see. I see Ben Casper in there on the line, 68. Who's
Brown.
68? I called Brown. Nick Ledoux's in on the offensive line, 65. Look that one up for me.
That would be Trent Gray.
You got the other Gray, Mitchell Gray at the center. That give's going to be to McCool. Nothing going on there. And, Alan, I think they're going a little too fast. Let's run that play clock down just a little bit farther before we snap this next one.
Well, these guys are wanting to get in some plays.
Oh, hey, I understand, but, hey, it's a team. Let's preserve the shutout. No, I'm with you. I want everybody to get an opportunity to play. I'm not saying anything to the contrary there. I'm just saying let's be football smart here. Sam Kirk out at the other receiver position. Pitch is going to go to Wilson.
Wilson, yeah.
He's going to be brought down for a loss. It's going to be a 4th down back at the Eagle 17-yard line, where it's going to be 4th and 8.
And the line defensive end just read that just right. He was there just about the same time as the ball was there. So
clock rolls under a minute. Just now have blown the play clock live. So this is going to be. I mean, if it's going to be our last snap if we don't convert. But there's only going to be one more snap in the ball game unless we take the delay of game here and run the whole clock out, which is a pretty smart call by the Eagle coaching staff,
right.
Unless Cersei takes a timeout across there.
And they've got them to take. And at this point, that's their only play. They're going to have to call a timeout.
So Eagles take the delay of game and now have, I guess that's a stoppage of the clock. Nope, they're going to call a timeout. Okay, so Eagles take the delay of game. Well, I'm confused now because the flag came out, but apparently the Coach Morris called timeout just before the delay of game. So he wanted to run maximum amount of time off the clock. He ran the full 25 seconds off, got his timeout. So he's going to have a fresh 25. Clock's going to be stopped at 33 seconds left to play. And Eagles leading by a score of 20-0 over the Cersei Lions here in the 8th grade game.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If we would have took the penalty there versus the timeout, the clock would have never stopped, right?
You know, that's where I'm not sure. I don't know if it would stop on that offensive penalty or not. I would assume that I'm assuming it would, or we would have probably taken the penalty there. Okay. Our spotter, Mr. Rick Bernard down here shaking his head to the affirmative that, yes, clock would stop on an offensive penalty. That seems to be right. But, you know, I get confused from between college and NFL and high school and junior high. I get confused with all the different rules.
Well, you can just take the NFL
so
out of
punt by Hunter McCool. Well, yeah, you're right. I'm pretty much done with them. Good coverage there by number 10. He doesn't make the tackle, but he holds the return man up long enough that Wilson and Wesley Strange are there to make the tackle. 10 is Lane Hunter, so first man there gets just enough of a piece of jersey to hold up the return man so he can't get anything going. So excellent team coverage by the Eagles. 23.3 left to play in the game.
They would have had to because the clock stopped. Otherwise, it would have been rolling. No, yeah, well, even a change of possession in junior high is the clock's running unless you call a timeout.
No, that's correct. Any change of possession is a rolling clock. Here they go. They rolled the clock. So we're under 20 seconds to play. Cersei's lining up. It's going to be Tingler at quarterback this time. They should have been a false start called, but they're not going to call that. Back tries to bounce again, and there's Wesley Strange to make the stop. And, Allen, they can do nothing to the outside tonight.
Can't get it. Their only run play is up the middle.
And the clock rolls to 0. The horn sounds, and Allen, complete and utter domination by your 8th grade Eagles here tonight.
Whatever they ate this week, whatever they practiced this week, they need to continue.
Well, I'm going to tell you what they ate for the pregame meal, and that's pasta grill, courtesy of several of the moms who took up money from each of the Eagle players, 8th and 9th grade, and volunteered to help get meals together and serve the boys every single game. And I got a text while I was still at home getting ready to come up here, said, hey, we got some pasta grill left over. We're going to bring you guys a box up to the press box. So we've got an entire box full of red sauce and noodles and bread. If we decide, we'll share it with a little bit with Mr. Rick. He's got the eye on it now. We'll take that home with us if it doesn't get eaten. So 8th grade Eagles win by the score of 20-0 here in Allen, what I was going to consider their number one contest of the year, other than that pesky team sitting at the very end of the schedule, the hated rival from across the county, the Greenbrier Panthers.
A lovable hate.
Now, let me tell you a little. I know you can't compare who played who and all that stuff, but let me tell you a little story.
Okay.
1 week ago today, Cersei and Greenbrier played. What was the final junior high football? What was the final score of the 8th grade Cersei and Greenbrier game?
I don't know.
The final score was 38-6. Would you like to know who was on top in that game?
Cersei,
absolutely.
Wow.
So, if you buy into we beat them by this and they beat them by this, we're several touchdowns better than the Panthers. However, you throw all the record books out in a rivalry game.
It don't matter.
Now, I'm just the announcer and a dad, so I can look that far ahead on the schedule. But the coaches, if they heard me talking like that, especially if any of the players were around, they probably slap me in the back of the head and say, "Shut your mouth."
Yeah.
But
or as they listen to it, this broadcast, you may get some text.
That's right, because I believe it's next weekend we play Little Rock Christian. There's a schedule. Rick, there's a schedule down there close to you. If you'll hand it to us, we'll talk about who junior high is going to play next weekend. So junior high football next weekend is going to or next week rather, is going to have Morrilton at Morrilton will be the next game. So next Thursday is Morrilton at Morrilton. Unsure if we're going to bring you coverage of that game just yet. We'll get to post out on Facebook and spread the word that way like we've done so far with this. So 8th grade Eagles completely dominant here, winning by a score of 20-0. I'd have to check the record books, but I'm going to assume that is Searcy's first shutout of the year, as I know they also have been dominating teams that they've played, much like they did the Panthers of Greenbrier last weekend. So, Alan, I'll tell you what, unless you have any other thoughts, I think I'm going to shut this stream down. We're going to take us a little bit of a break. There's 19 minutes on the clock until the 9th grade plays. Both teams out here warming up. We're going to take a quick break. We may dig into that pasta back there.
Spaghetti.
And we'll try to come back to you without a mouthful of food here in a few moments from 9th grade football.
How about some pizza sauce on the cheap?
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. So, for Alan Wade, this is Corey Erie. Our broadcast partner, Drake Toll's down there on the brand-new PA system tonight. So he's not with us, but he will be tomorrow night. We'll come back here in about 10 minutes or so. We'll talk a little bit about tomorrow night's senior high action, and we'll set up this game here for 9th grade Eagles. This is Eagle Vision, brought to you by the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, DNN Construction, and the Charlie Roller Foundation.